For today's newest mask design, I thought we would just maybe lighten up a little bit and create something that you can even have a child wear if necessary, if need be. Even back to school, something like this I'm sure would be allowed. Because getting back to normal has to be something we stop talking about and something we start actually doing in practice as much as we can. And I think this would be a great step in that direction. It wouldn't fix anything, of course, but it might make someone smile. It might make someone relax, and these days, that is a huge, huge win. Of course, this is our 44th mask that we have designed, available in the Florida Maquis Mask Store, along with all of the other ones that you can see here. As serious as you want to be, or as unserious as you want to be. Gospel of Jesus Christ, Templar Knights. We've even got flat earth masks, lace, Antarctica, reptilian, actual gas masks, Halloween masks, you name it, we have it. 44 different designs. So help yourself. Those of you who have already done this, thank you so much. You have been a godsend in my life. You absolutely have. I don't know what I would have done the last couple of months, the way YouTube has gone. Last night, everyone who joined us at Twitch, we technically finished the game. We got it to the point where it runs credits, and we defeated the Witch King, we defeated Sauron, and then we had to go and defend against 4 different sieges. And we got that done, and this was the end of the final fight. I thought I would just play this clip real quick. Wow. Literally standing in the poison. Okay, we got our fortress back. The road goes ever on. You have completed the story of Middle-earth's Shadow of War. Continue the battle by building the ultimate fortresses, increasing your rank in online conquests, and avenging your friends. Blade of Gladriel and Desolation of Mordor, which we have. So this apparently is what you have to do. So that was the end of the game, and of course there was a lot of information given about what you need to do to continue the story. I'm sure the makers of this game are going to have different expansions rolling out, given the size of the map that they created, and all of the different locations we didn't visit during our gameplay over the last 17 nights. So if you want to join us over at Twitch, the numbers keep growing, the conversation gets better and better, especially with things that are going on now we just can't talk about here. The censorship is just about as bad as it's going to get at this point. You really can't speak up about anything, not on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, anything Google related. And I don't think anyone in those organizations is seeing the backlash of what they're doing, because they're just so cloistered in their little cliques of people. They surround themselves with yes men. And speaking of that, China, weaponizing pandemic for concealed Antarctic goals, stimulating real problems. Now, of all the places that you would think could be taken advantage of, why would the Chinese have their eyes on Antarctica? Well, you see, they know something. And they've known something down there for a very long time, and they have kept it to themselves. And this is being reported in more than one area. Now, we in America tend to kind of get caught up in our own little world sometimes. And we don't step out of that and see what's really happening on the grander stage. Imagine a country 6 times the population of the United States, maybe 5, that had a virtually unending supply of slave labor, meaning the people in their prisons. A workforce numbering in the tens of millions that you could send someplace. A lost continent where there's no media, there's no, meaning social media, meaning nobody can complain, nobody can send pictures, nobody can make the world aware, so to speak. And you had a continent larger than Europe, reportedly full of gold, full of oil, the number one source of fresh water on the planet. It's a no-brainer. It's an absolutely no-brainer what we're seeing in Antarctica. The things that we've uncovered, to my mind, are clearly evidence that there is a force down there changing the landscape. There may be a desire to continue the global warming thing just for the simple the simple purpose of accelerating the melt. Now, this all having been said, some would say, what evidence are you talking about? I don't care who you are. I don't care what anyone tells me. No one is going to convince me that image is just a result of wind, ice, rock, and snow. I have seen people try to create and draw Simian profiles that haven't done this good of a job. There used to be these things in the back of comic books, I'm sure a lot of you will remember them, where if you wanted to go to art school, they'd say, here's a picture, and they would show you a picture, and then there would be a blank space next to it, and they'd say, do your best to freehand draw this image, and then send it to us, and we'll let you know if you have art talent or whatever. And they had all sorts of different images, and one of them, if I remember right, was something quite like this. Now, for those of you who haven't seen it yet, the two of you, of course, this is the eye. This is the brow ridge, the recessed brow ridge, by the way, that simians have, unlike humans. Their brow ridge is recessed. See how the nose is not directly below it? That's a feature of simians. Then we have the nose, a distinct color from the rest of the face. The large upper lip region. We have, of course, the mouth, the pronounced chin right here. There's even some type of a collar. And then some simians have a darker patch of fur, what I guess we would call a sideburn. There's even an ear structure. And what do we know about simians? They have these small kind of slung back ears and then darker fur on the back of their head. Don't tell me this is just pareidolia or apophenia. There's absolutely nothing in the world that will convince me that you could see something this detailed with the shading over the eyes and the shapes. It would be virtually impossible for this to be created simply by the forces of nature. This is a creation. This is a construct. Somebody did this. Perhaps a larger group of these people that have been sent down there to do this work maybe are trying to send a message in a way that could be seen as discreet or covert. Because on the ground, you would have a very hard time making out what this is. You would literally have to see it from above. Let's see if we can get a quick measure on this. I don't think this is something I've ever done with this particular image. It is in kilometers. Okay, well, we're going to have to change our measurement here. It is 21 meters from the top of the head to the chin, which is about 70 feet. And from the front to the back, about 57 feet or 17.5 meters. So it's not so outscaled that it would take some huge effort or large amounts of people. But it is big enough to send a message and to be seen from quite a ways up. This is eye altitude 1,722 feet. I don't know how anyone can see this, or not, once you see it, how you can even unsee it. It's just beyond the pale. And I've done, I think, 2 other videos on this, and of all of the videos that you see out there saying the face on Mars, or the face on the moon, or the face over here, face over there, this by far to me is the clearest one ever. Ever. And it's, for some reason, not taken off, and golly, I wonder why. And let's see here. This is Let me see if I can find the. It's 325 2011. You see, because it doesn't appear in every layer. Yeah, March 25th, 2011 is when this appears. And as you can see, this is um, December 2nd, 2010. Nothing like it. Nothing even remotely like it. December 2, 2010. But then all of a sudden, 3 months later, we see this appear. So, I don't know. You can make up your own mind about what you think about this kind of stuff. And I know some of the things that we've discovered are open to interpretation. To me, this is one of those that can't possibly be. What was the message? Why was it sent? And was this just an image that they thought everyone would recognize? Or was it just boredom on the part of the people who were ever working down there? So I will leave it there, and I'll just leave the image up so that you guys can absorb it. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.